Hi, welcome to Religion 110 New Testament Survey in the Religion Department here at Presbyterian College. My name is Craig Vondergeest and I will be your instructor through this course this term. I thank you for taking the class and I hope that you will enjoy it. I hope that at the end you will find out that you have learned a lot and gained a lot of interest in this most important work of literature. Hello. Welcome to Religion 110 New Testament Survey at Presbyterian College. My name is Craig Vondergeest and I will be your instructor for this course. I thank you for taking it and I hope that you will find it to be a rewarding experience. Since we are studying in the online environment, I would like to take a few minutes just to tell you how that would work and to give you some tips for succeeding so that it will be as easy as possible in this new format. Let's talk about three things here in the next few minutes. First, as you are already aware, this course is going to be offered via Moodle, and the fact that you're watching this video lecture would indicate that you have already found it. Here is the Moodle page for this class and what it looks like. You'll notice that at the top of the page is going to be the syllabus. I would encourage you to print out a copy of that and keep it handy this summer, but it will always be available here online as well. Following that, you're going to see that the course is broken up into days. There is a separate section for each day of the course as the term moves along. Each day, the first thing that I would like you to look at is the introduction. So for today, for instance, we have the introduction to day 1. If you click on that, it will come up, and that introduction will contain a summary of everything that we're going to do during the day, the assignments that you need to complete, and perhaps some indication of what's coming ahead in terms of tests and so forth. And so for today, you will notice that the assignment is going to be several pages out of your textbook. Just in case you have not finished that, have not been able to get the textbook yet, I've also posted those in the first module. Then secondly, there are going to be 2 video lectures to watch today. One of them is the one you are looking at right now. And then third, I ask you to complete the day 1 worksheet and upload that to the Moodle site as well. So let's take a look at how these worksheets are going to work and how you submit those, because there will be a set of questions for you to complete on the lectures and the reading assignments each day that will help you focus on the most important points that you are going to need to remember. So here under day 1, for example, you will see that we have the day 1 assignment listed, and so you will click on that, and then the assignment sheet itself is going to be a link right up here, so you will open that, and you will notice that that is going to open up on your computer. And so if you open up Microsoft Word, you will be able to have it in front of you. What you will do then is simply begin typing your answers on the sheet that you open up in Word. So there's our sample answer to question number 2. You will go out and go down the list and you will answer the rest of the questions. Some of them will require brief answers. Some of them you may have to do a little bit of writing, but they are all designed to help with your learning and to help you get the most out of this course that you can. After you are done answering the questions, then you need to save this as a new document to your hard drive. And so we're going to save it in my computer. And I'm going to go over here and save it under day 1, assignment day 1 answers, let's just call it. You can call it what you want, and click save. Okay, and then after you have done that, you will come down here to upload your assignment to Moodle so that I can access it. Sometimes people try to email me assignments, but that gets to be difficult to keep track of who has submitted it and who has not. So I'm going to ask you to do it through this Moodle submission site. You will simply click on Add Submission. You will need to click here that you accept the honor code, and then you can either open up Windows Explorer to drag and drop the file to this location, or you can go searching for the file this way. Okay, remember we had it up in this folder here. Okay, assignment day 1 answers. That was the document I just created and saved. Click on open, and then go down and click on upload this file. Click on save changes. And at this point the assignment has been submitted to me and I will be able to access it. Listen to what I'm about to say next. I would strongly encourage you to look at the worksheet before you do anything else for each day. Most of the questions for that day are based, in fact all of them are based either on the video lectures you will be listening to or on the reading that you will be doing, or both. And so if you have taken a few minutes to scan through the assignment before starting the rest of the work for the day, you will know what answers you are going to be looking for, and I think you will find it will be much more efficient. And so that is what you're going to do each day. You'll notice that for today, in addition to this lecture on the introduction to the course, you're also going to be seeing a lecture on the introduction to the New Testament itself. As you are listening to these video lectures, please make sure that you are taking good notes. And as always in college, make sure to write down in your notes more than what I have on the screen in the PowerPoint presentation. The PowerPoint will simply contain an outline so you can follow where you are going, but it will not contain on the screen in writing all of the information that you are going to be responsible for knowing. Also, please make sure you get the textbook, but in case your textbook has not come in yet, for the first 2 or 3 days I have posted the reading assignments here for you in the PDF format. Now let's go up and take a look at the syllabus together so I can kind of give you an overview of what you're going to be learning and what kinds of things I would like you to be aware of as the term goes along. Again, I've got my cell or text number here at the top of the page along with my email, so please, if you feel like you're falling behind, make sure to keep in touch with me. If you have questions, if you don't understand something that's happening, let me know right away, because when the course moves along this quickly, it can be pretty hard to catch up with things if you get behind. Your student learning objectives are here. They basically tell us that we're going to learn about the content of the New Testament, about the history of the period in which the New Testament was written, and we'll relate that to the New Testament itself, and then we'll learn to explain and to analyze the writings and the theology of the New Testament. In other words, what are some of the key religious points that these writers are attempting to make? The textbook for the course, you'll notice, is by Catherine Corey. It's called A Voyage Through the New Testament. And again, I have submitted an order to that to Presbyterian College's online bookstore. If you haven't gotten it yet, please get it as soon as possible. The readings from the textbook, as I will explain in a minute, are very important, especially during these first few days of the course. I explain the course procedures and we talk about some of the things I've been going through on this video lecture, so this next section of the syllabus kind of reinforces what we've already been talking about here. And again, I remind you to kind of look at the questions first and to look at the introduction to each day first so that you will know what to expect. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the requirements for the course then. First of all, reading assignments. It's very important that you keep up with your reading, especially on your reading assignments from the Bible. Those are all mandatory. As I note here, the reading assignments from the textbook are also mandatory on days 1, 2, and 3, but I indicate that for the rest of the course, the textbook readings are kind of a source of additional information, but the test questions and the papers and so forth are really going to focus on on the reading of the Bible. So make sure that you are doing the reading of the Bible and consulting the textbook for some of the homework assignments and also for further information. We're going to have 3 tests during the course as well. The first one will be in just a few days. It will be only multiple choice. It will have 20 or 25 questions, which you will have a limited time to complete. The second exam is going to take place on day 11. You'll have probably about 50 multiple choice questions as well as an essay section that you will complete and submit. And then the third test will cover Acts and most of the epistles, much of the rest of the New Testament, which we are going to be studying on days 13 through 17. The tests will be taken online in Moodle's test feature. They will technically be open book and open notes, but there will be a strict time limit on the multiple choice section. You will really need to prepare for these tests as if they were closed book, because the test will not give you enough time to look up very many answers in the book. Finally, the final exam is going to have a format similar to exams 2 and 3. In other words, you'll have a section of multiple choice questions with limited time, as well as an essay that you'll complete. The chart on the page now is going to show the grade breakdown. Homework and quizzes, you should do fine on those, and so that should be an easy A to help bring up the scores in the rest of the sections, but you will certainly be able to do very well on those as long as you're willing to put the time into the course as well. And then from there we go down to the course schedule and a summary of what's going to be happening on each day. Again, what is in this part of the syllabus does not tell you everything you need to do on that day. The assignments are not there. It just summarizes the topics and the reading. The written assignments, the quizzes, and the tests are all going to be explained in the modules themselves within Moodle and in the introduction that I offer to each day. Again, if you have any further questions on the syllabus or any of the requirements, please make sure to let me know. And then finally, I'd like to take just a few minutes here before we sign off to give you just a few tips for doing well here in this online class that lasts only a month. And so first and most importantly, please don't get behind. I always remind students that when you are taking a course during the semester over 15 weeks, if you get really busy and slack off for a couple of days, you'll probably have no trouble catching up. If you slack off in this course, however, which only lasts for 4 weeks, it's going to get harder and harder to catch up. If you miss a whole week in the regular semester, you've missed about 1/15 of the course. If you miss a whole week during the summer, you miss a fourth of the course, and so that becomes a much more precarious situation. Secondly, try to simulate the online classroom, or the in-class classroom is what it should say. First of all, I mean to take notes on the lectures as if you were listening to them in the classroom. Okay, so listen to the videos each day and take notes, and as I said, make sure you write down more than what I put on the screen on the PowerPoint presentation. Secondly, have your Bible open in front of you as you listen to the lecture. You will note that on the syllabus I suggested the HarperCollins Study Bible is a good one to use for the course. That is a translation of the Bible called the New Revised Standard Version, which is a pretty good one, and it's the one that I'm going to be using. It's the one that your tests will be based on. However, there are a lot of good translations on the Bible out there, and they are all fairly similar. My suggestion would be that you avoid using the Message, that you avoid using the Living Bible. Those are both not really true translations of the New Testament, but they are kind of what we might refer to as summaries or paraphrases, and they will not adequately prepare you for the work of this class. You can access the Bible online if you want to. There's a website listed on the syllabus. However, I tend to think that it works a lot better if you can actually have a book version of the Bible open in front of you. As I am talking in the videos, I would encourage you in your Bible to mark all of the passages that I talk about, because those are the passages that are going to be emphasized most strongly on the tests and in the papers. Please pay attention and avoid distractions. Try to get away from your pets and your siblings and so forth and your friends, and take some time, just as you would during the class, during the semester in a classroom, to focus only on what we're going through. Take advantage of technology. In other words, one thing you can do here that you can't do in a classroom is listen to the lecture more than once, or rewind part of it if you miss something and go through it again. Finally, I've been saying this over and over, but look at each day's requirements before you get started on the videos and on the assignments for that day. Look at the introduction to each day, and look at the assignments you're going to be completing, so you know what to be paying special attention for during the readings and the lectures. And finally, please do remember to contact me if you have any questions. I'm available and I will answer email several times a day. I hope that you enjoy the class. Thanks for taking it, and I look forward to reading your work.